Hi everyone, it's Becca at Alive in Awe. Thank you for coming back. First off, I want to say I'm a proud penny pusher and I hope you're a proud penny pusher too. Today we were at Dutch and there was a gentleman walking along the sidewalk right next to Dutch, and both my daughter and I looked at each other and like, we think he needs a penny. So she hopped out and she ran over and she gave the gentleman a penny. And he waved to us, and it was just, his smile was so like, thank you. Thank you for seeing me. It was truly amazing. So push those pennies. Push the pennies. Be a proud penny pusher. I am. I just want to talk to you guys real quick about Duct Tape Dad. As preparing for Little Girl Eyes, there's some different things that I've been thinking about through my own life, how one thing has affected me or another. And it brought up a situation of when I was little. I had fallen, and I'm sitting on the back porch, and we had a ranch style home, and the back side of the house is usually where the parents were somehow, some way. So I had fallen, and I hear my mom, "Is there blood? Do you need a Band-Aid?" And then I hear my father, my dad, who was a very colorful person, say, "Is there meat and do you need duct tape?" Now, in my little 5-year-old brain, I'm thinking, A, I'm trying to squeeze blood out of this small little wound on my knee. And second off, my dad, I think, may be cuckoo because I don't have steak inside of me. Like, how does that happen? Really, Dad? So we fast forward about 6 years. We had gone to visit my dad's family in Virginia. And while we were there, his niece had asked us over for dinner. So she had asked us girls to start preparing the vegetables, to start rinsing them, preparing them. So we were rinsing vegetables, playing around, having a good time. And she was on the other side of the sink cutting the vegetables as we would rinse. Well, I came across the sink to rinse my vegetable, and she came across the sink to rinse her knife. And of course we collided, and my finger got sliced straight open, and immediately I realized that meat is not like steak and what it was. So my dad comes in. When you're little, you have a different pitch in your hurts, and so he knew it was a Duct Tape Dad. He knew immediately it was going to be a Duct Tape Dad. As he comes in, goes into action. That's just how Dad was. He's grabbing my finger, squeezing my finger to make sure the bleeding stops, getting it rinsed, getting it sterilized, pushing the meat back into the finger, aligning the skin as close as he can, or even overlapping the skin where he could, and then duct taping it. We're good to go, right? Not so much. In those moments, as this little girl, I'm looking at my dad and I'm going, it hurts. Why do you not see that this hurts me? And why are you rinsing? Why are you now sterilizing? Oh my gosh, you're really going to push that meat back in there. It hurts. It hurts. And the whole time he's sitting there telling me, "Be still, sis. Sis, be still. You need to be still." It hurts though. This made me stop and think about how in our life we emotionally go through boo-boo Band-Aids. Is it bleeding and do you need a Band-Aid? Or we force it to bleed, knowing that it's probably not that big of a deal if we would just let it go. Or we have Duct Tape Dads. And those hurts are something that is so big, sometimes we don't know how to begin to assess the wound, to rinse the wound, to sterilize the wound, to push the meat back in. So I'm going along this path and I'm thinking to myself, I've got some Duct Tape Dad wounds, okay, I can see this being beneficial. And then I thought, you know what though? I'm not shameful of my Duct Tape Dad wounds. I'm proud of them. I'm going to own them because those are things that I got through and that I'm proud I got through. They made me stronger. Some of them have bigger scars than others. Some of them have very minimal scarring because of the preparation of the wound for the healing. Little Girl Eyes is all about preparing those wounds and getting the maximum healing with minimal scarring. And that's realistically what we all want. After Dad had bandaged the wound, he hugged me and patted me on my head. For those who don't know me that well, or maybe have not known Dad, that's kind of a really big thing for Dad to hug me. Like, he was a tough guy, didn't show that kind of stuff. But I remember him telling me, job well done. You did good, kid. Now don't pick at the duct tape. Let it fall off naturally, which it will, FYI, just so you know, because later in life I had some other duct tape wounds and it really does fall off by itself. However, this first one I may have picked at a little bit, but thank goodness Dad stayed on top of me about it, and I have just a very minimal itty bitty little scar on my finger because of it. I want you guys to know that when we get through the wound, we get through that and the duct tape falls off and we see that scar, that is our hug and that is our job well done. You stood still and you got through it and you let the duct tape fall off on its own. And you didn't pick at it. You didn't make it bigger. You didn't make it anything else. You just let it go. You let it heal on its own. That is what Little Girl Lies is all about, is about how do we get through some of those things that we struggle letting go of in a healthy manner and realize that on the other side, there's a value to it. Even that itty bitty little scar on my finger has a value to it. It's a memory, but it also reminds me of how minimal the scarring was because my dad took the time to assess the wound, to clean the wound, to sterilize the wound, to push the meat back in, and to duct tape it with the skin touching or overlapping for minimal scarring. I want to encourage all of us to get minimal scarring out of this. So as we prepare for Little Girl Lies, I would ask you guys to start writing a list. What are some of your boo-boo Band-Aids and what are your duct tape dads or anything in between that we need to visualize how to let those things go and to do it in a healthy manner where we know we're safe, we're happy, and this is going to be beneficial for everyone. We love you guys at Alive in Awe here. I am so touched by how many emails and likes and shares that we're getting. So I want to say thank you. As I'm going through this, if all of this only helps one person, it was worth it. And I pray that you guys are open-minded and you think that way as well, or that you do share or you do go out and push a penny because we all have value. And once we start to really recognize our own value, we can share that and other people will start to see within themselves. You are what you attract. So if we're being happy and loving, that's what we're going to attract. And that's ultimately what we want. We love you guys. Go push those pennies and we'll see you soon. And look for Little Girl Lies. It's going to be amazing. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.